of fencing with Mark and Lisa. If you guys want to introduce yourself, they are the co-owners of the academy and also husband and wife.
Did you get me sticking my tongue out at her?
You want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Mark Holbrow, and
I'm Lisa Martini. I'm co-owner with Mark with the Bucks County Academy of Fencing.
Okay, so first question we had for them was how they got started into fencing, what made them open the academy, and their just initial interest in it.
Okay. Well, my usual story was I was at Dickinson College back in the 70s, and I was planning on going to law school, and found out my roommate and I had fooled around with fencing a little bit, and so we went out and bought a couple of books and some foils and masks and beat each other over the head for a little bit, and there was some interest by some of the other students in what we were doing with fencing. And so, to make a long story short, I got a club started at Dickinson College, and it took off, and it did very, very well. We happened to be fortunate enough to have a competent instructor to come and teach the club and get it off the ground. And it was so well received that I began thinking there was some business potential in this, and it sounded, I was planning on going to law school at that point, and this was sounded like a much more interesting way to make a living. And so that was a very long and interesting phone call home that I was going to pursue fencing as opposed to law school. But I subsequently graduated from Dickinson and went to Princeton University and studied for 7 years under the head fencing master at Princeton, Stan Seja, and was the assistant coach at Princeton University for the last 3 years that I was there. And in 1981, I opened the Bucks County Academy of Fencing in New Hope on the corner of Bridge Street and Stockton Avenue. And it has grown from there. And in 2003, we moved actually Lisa came on board after about 20 years or so. I was getting a little burned out with running the business side of it and keeping up with the business side, and the school was growing. So it was a lot of work doing the teaching and managing the business and doing all the scheduling and the bookkeeping. And so Lisa came on board. And
I started fencing in 1996. It was just on my bucket list, things to do before you die kind of thing. Yeah. So I started fencing, and I met Mark, and got together in 1998. He decided to rescue me from the corporate world. I used to work for J&J, and I said, I have enough of this. I got to do something else.
Rescued me from complete burnout running the business and doing all the teaching. So,
yeah.
So it worked very well.
Yep. It's been great. So we moved over here in 2003 just because we need more space and parking.
Okay, great. So our second question for them was how they got started more in Bucks County. Did you both grow up here?
I grew up in Bucks County. My family moved just north of New Hope when I was about 12 years old. So I grew up just north of New Hope. At the time when I was ready to open the school, there was a lot of fencing. There was fencing in New York City. There was fencing down in Philadelphia, and there was fencing throughout New Jersey, but not on this side not on the Pennsylvania side of the river. Between, so it kind of put the club right in the middle of the horseshoe, and it was an ideal location. We were drawing fencers from New York and Philly and New Jersey, so the location worked out very, very well, and so that's how I decided to stay in New Hope to get it started.
Did you grow up in Bucks County?
No, I grew up in upper state Pennsylvania, but my family is from the area, and I ended up going to Delaware Valley College. And I just decided to stay in the area. I was living in Flemington, and I decided to take fencing lessons, and I ended up in New Hope with Mark. And